What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga career mode. This is episode number 26. We start today's just off on the back of our loss to Bayer Leverkusen by rejecting a bit for Kunze from Crystal Palace for $4.25 million, and seeing that the Serra deal has gone through. Of course, Southampton met his release clause of 4.7 million, and I said when that was met, obviously, I could just negotiate a new contract with him, that would get rid of the bid, and Serra would stay. But personally, I was okay letting him go, because I knew combined with the fee we would get and the money we already have, we're at around £27 million remaining in the budget. And so as transfer deadline day came round, I thought, you know what? Let's spend that money and let's spend the bulk of it on a new striker. So I had loads of names on the shortlist. The frustrating thing was knowing that my top target had actually moved on in this window. My main target was Karim Adeyemi, who's moved on from RB Salzburg to Cadiz now, interestingly enough. I really wanted him, unfortunately, wasn't able to get hold of him. But a couple of names I was still really interested in. Odsonne Edouard had moved on to Brentford in this window, so I couldn't get him. But I decided to move for this guy who actually tore me apart earlier on in the series. Away at Mercedes-Benz Arena, he scored a hat-trick against me. Randall Kolo Muani, 79 rated, 24-year-old striker who's moved on from Nantes to Stuttgart in the game. He's got a great goal-to-game ratio in Ligue 1 right now, and he's a top striker as well. And again, at 24 years old, he's still going to get better. 79 overall, makes him the highest rated forward in this team. And what I really like about this guy is he's got the physicality as well as the technical ability as well. He's 6'2", yet he's really, really quick. Great awareness with the attacking positioning as well. And again, decent strength, could be improved. That's why I've put him on the target man development plan to improve the strength, the jumping, and also get the attacking work rate up from medium to high as well. But I don't know whether he'll start in this team. You know, Jamie Llewellyn, 2 goals in his first 3 games with us this season. Top scorer for us last year as well. You know, he spent 25 million or 26 million on Kolo Muani. But I don't know whether he'll start in this team because, you know, I talked about it when the season began as I rejected this bid from AC Milan here for Okugawa. Back-to-back assist titles. I love this guy, man. He's staying here. I talked about it, you know, when the season began. The most important thing for us this season was squad depth. You know, we're in Europe for the first time. We're going to have far more games to play this year. We want to be more competitive in the Cup this year and maintain a top 6 finish. If we're going to do that, we need more bodies and more quality and depth as well. You see the big bids here. Gravenberg to Arsenal, just over £100 million. How about that? But yeah, so in the end, you see the players we sold this season. Most of which, well, all of which really were fringe players who didn't get much game time. I suppose Schupp was the exception there, and also Serra for 4.7 million as well. But when you look at the signings to this team as well, the quality and depth is fantastic. And I love the fact that we signed, I think it was 8 players for the new season to really fill out the squad. But we only actually spent money on 2 of them. 6 of our signings were freebies this season. Middlestat for 15 mil, and then Kolo Muani for 26 mil. 41 million combined for all of our signings, but only 2 of which we had to pay a transfer fee for. The free agents pool, can I just give some props to EA as yeah, look at the youth squad here. How good is this guy, Valentin Walter? I think I am going to move him back to centre half at some point. He's got a bit of pace about him, but 6'4". Oh my goodness, 92, 94 potential, 63 overall. He'll get a pro deal at some point in this season. Don't you worry about it. I can't wait to use this guy. But yeah, you know, you look at the squad here, and you look at the depth to this team as well. It is so much better. And again, that was going to be the key this year. You know, competing in Europe, we wanted more bodies for the bench and the reserves. You look at the likes of Middlestat, Hoffman, Brekalo, Kolo Muani. They're going on the bench. Trezeguet is in the reserves, you know. Obviously, Tylo Kehrer is going to start in this team. But for the most part, it's the same strong first 11 we had last season. It was all about adding depth this year. That was the key if we're going to be more competitive, stay in the top 6 in the Bundesliga, and also compete in the Europa League, our first season in Europe as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with as we did in the summer, man. 41 mil is a lot of money, but only getting spent on 2 players. And again, filling out the squad, we've got that European experience, winners experience, a bit more veteran presence now with the likes of Hoffman coming in as well. Yeah, I'm really liking how this Bielefeld side is shaping up for season 3. We're continuing with the trend of the German core for the most part, developing young players, but also getting more bodies into this team for more strength in depth. That's going to be crucial this season. So yeah, for the first game of today's episode, first game outside of the window, we remain a 4-star team for now, but after our scalp against Dortmund on match day 1, I said back then, if we're going to challenge for the top 4, well, these are the games we need to win. And it was kind of fitting as well, because last season this was the fixture on the final day that ended our Champions League hopes. We were away in Leipzig on match day 34 and they beat us by 2-0. That ensured we'd finish in 6th place as Leipzig snuck into the top 4 on the final day, I believe at Wolfsburg's expense. But this season, if we want to compete for a Champions League place, just like last season but this year sneak in, we've got to target wins in these games and not just draws. Jamie Llewellyn gave us the lead. His 3rd goal of this season already. That's why Kolo Muani will be a bench striker in this team, made it 1-0. And after Schuster made a great save, we came on the counter from a corner. Okugawa released his hack. Once again, we're one-on-one, and once again, we get it right. Robin smacks it home, 2-0, Arminia Bielefeld away in Leipzig, and I was thinking, do you know what? I know that Leverkusen game was, kind of get you back down to earth, put your feet back on the ground kind of game. You'll always have those games in an RTG where you're like, okay, you're getting a bit too big for your boots now, calm it down a little bit. But I still believed, even on the back of the defeat there, that we can be competitive in these games this season, in our 3rd year with Arminia Bielefeld, and we certainly were in this one. Schuster, to be fair, made a couple of really good saves, particularly in the first half. Great stop there, kept it at 2-0 as well, and Leipzig were pushing for a route back into the game in the second half. DCL offloaded to Yusuf Poulsen, and then as Dusan Vlahovic rolls it through to Christian Pavon. What a deadly front four that is there. Pavon makes it 2-1, Leipzig get back in the game, but thankfully nothing other than a consolation. So already to start the season off, 4 games, and what a tough first 4 games as well. Dortmund, Leverkusen, RB Leipzig, and our rivals Bochum away. And we win 3 of the opening 4, pick up 9 points from 12, and already 2 scouts picked up this season. The fact of the matter is, I know that loss to Leverkusen did kind of put my feet back on the ground a little bit, gave me a reality check, but I know we're a 4-star team, but I think we will become 4.5-star team during the season. What's really letting us down at the moment is in our starting 11. You've got Schuster, 69 overall, Schaefer, 74 overall, and Llewellyn, I think 72 overall. Those are quite lowly rated youth players. If we swap those players out with, the higher rated players, so Ortega, Wimmer, and Hoffman, for example, for this game here against Valencia, our first game in Europe, could not wait for it away to Vestaya in the Europa League group opener, we probably would be considered a 4.5-star team. So to me, I'm going for the top 4 this year, man. Normally I always talk about it. I try and downplay my expectations at the start of the season just because I know if I bottle it, I choke it, I'm not going to be too disappointed. But this season, I want to be brave. I always talk about it. In an RTG, there's always one season or one moment in the season where you're like, do you know what? We can beat the big boys now. Like, we can be just as good as them. I think this season 3 with Bielefeld is going to be a coming-of-age season for us at the Stuttgart Arena. So, yeah, second and final game, again, away in Spain, Mestalla, Valencia. Super excited for a Europa League group opener. You always remember, when you're doing an RTG with a team, you always remember your first ever European game. Could not wait for this one, man. We had the first chance again, and a couple of great saves by Ortega, who will be our Cup and European goalkeeper this year, kept it at 0-0. Then just past Yarmark, chance for us to get in front. Wimmer comes down the right-hand side, rolls it across. Cross only half dealt with. Hoffman keeps the chance alive, and 2 of our no-signers combined for the opening goal in Europe. And who's the guy that gets it? Kolo Muani. Yes, signed on deadline day for 26 million, 1st star, and he gets a goal as well. And I think his presence is going to be really vital this year. He can carry the load for Jamie Llewellyn when Jamie needs a breather. Florian Kruger as a backup striker seemed alright last season. He got 4 goals, I think it was 4 goals or 5 goals in the Bundesliga, but Kolo Muani's got more quality. I feel kind of bad for Florian, but after that ACL, I just don't think he'll ever be the same striker again. So now he's back down to the reserves. I think Kolo Muani as our new stand-in for Llewellyn is going to be a crucial signing. And we almost won the game in the final minutes. Well, look at this for a piece of defending from Jose Guy. Had to include that great save initially, and then across to the back stick. Hoffman surely going to convert from 2 yards. Jose Guy leaps like a salmon, heads it behind for a corner, and that was how the game would finish. 1-1 at Mestalla. Trickiest game in the Europa League group, I'd say, with Rosenborg and Dundalk to come. So to go away on match day 1, claim a point, and almost win it as well. I thought we were a slightly better team in that game as well. That's a very decent point for me. this Europa League group, I definitely think Valencia are the front runners, but I think we should be competing with them for that second place, and qualification for this group is my minimum expectation. Match day 1, decent point, and in the Bundesliga as well, 3 wins in our first 4 games and 2 scalps already. Great start for Bielefeld. Long may it continue. But that will end today's episode of the Bundesliga career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Enjoy it. If you like, much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Bundesliga career mode very soon.